Guys, we're 3 days away from Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. on the Ring 4 co-main event, Night of Champions. Now, this fight is probably, it is. It's the most 50-50 fight on the card. On paper, when you look at both the careers on paper, Devin Haney should win. He should be a big favorite, right? But there's a lot of factors. There's things like first time fighting at 147. He's been dribbled off the canvas by Ryan Garcia multiple times. There was the Austrian thing, but I'm not even going to get into that. But I personally don't think it affected Ryan's performance. I don't even think Ryan looked good in the fight anyway. So, I mean, it's just a lot, man. And before I get into who I have winning, we're going to look at their media workouts today. We're going to react to it, analyze it together. So, I'm going to pull it up right now. Have it right here. I would show the DAZN footage, but I'm pretty sure my video will get taken down instantly. So I'm gonna just show from Fight Hood TV both their workouts. So let's just look at this real quick. See Devin kind of throwing power. Hold on, did this? Hold on. Did his feet leave the? My bad, yeah. Hold on. No, I'm tripping. All right. I thought when he threw the right hook, he lifted his foot up. I was about to be like, oh my gosh, but no, he didn't. He didn't. Okay, just moving around. If you notice, he's throwing a lot of hooks and stuff. You see the pull counter right there. He's not throwing a lot of straight shots. He's throwing them short, tight. Couple jabs there. Moving his head up, moving his body. Showing his footwork. He looks good. Dropping the left hand a lot. But again, this is just a media workout. He's just kind of shot. It's nothing too serious, but good stuff from Haney. Look, you see, throwing the uppercut, boom, boom. There are the straight shots. Boom, 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 boom. I like that pull right hand. I like that. All right, now we're gonna look at Brian Norman's workout. It goes around here. All right, let's look at this. Now, a lot of people say Brian Norman has slow feet. He's kind of stuck in the mud, right? Look at bro. This is why I've changed my prediction like 20 times. And I have one and I'm sticking with it. But I'm not even joking. Literally 30 minutes ago I had a different prediction. Now I have I'll get more into it in a little bit. Let's just finish watching this. Look at his feet though. Look at his feet. Look how he's shuffling. Look. Boom boom. Boom boom boom. Boom. Boom boom. Look how he's moving. Boom boom. Look at the hand speed. Combinations. Look at the movement. Oh my goodness, man. This is some. Look at that. Look how he's moving back. Look. Now before y'all don't be ignorant saying, well, you're not gonna do that. I'm not looking at it like, oh, he's gonna hit Haney with 3 left hooks. I'm not doing. Just look at how he's moving. Look at the speed. Just look at how he's moving. Look at his feet. Look at the fluidity. Look at his hands. Just because I can't speak apparently, so just look at his hands. Look how smooth everything comes together. Look. Man, all right. Let's get to the breakdown, man. My prediction. I've changed it many times. When this fight first got announced, I had Haney. Then I was looking more of Brown Newman recently, like against Sasaki, against his first title defense, and then against his title fight where he won the belt. Or at the time, I think it was an interim belt. When Brown Newman was coming up, he wasn't really that he wasn't that talked about really. I mean, he wasn't that talked about in the sense of like he's gonna be a great champion or like a dangerous fighter, because I mean he had this thing where he didn't look like a high IQ boxer. He was just a big strong guy that was going there trying to knock you out, trying to hurt you. You seen him get dropped by a journeyman and things like that. So, and I've seen that clip being played a lot. People saying that Haney might drop him with the same shot, which I could see that, which is why like my prediction has been, it's been so hard for me to pick someone to win the fight, and I still don't really have a solid prediction. But yeah, I seen that at first. Then I seen how Brian Norman's gotten better as time has gone on, and I've noticed that ever since he's got that title, he's just become a different fighter. He looks more patient. He looks like he sets up his shots more. He's shown a little bit of, he's shown his IQ, and he's shown a little extra layers to his game. And I think he has more layers to his game, which is really, And then you got Devin Haney, very established fighter, 2 division world champion. Sorry, my hair keeps getting to my face where I need a haircut, but 2 division champion, bro. Hold on, my bad, y'all. This is getting me upset. Devin Haney, 2 division champion, well established in the sport, undisputed at 135. Beat names like Kambosos, which Lobachenko, Prograis. You know what I mean? Linares, Jojo Diaz. I'm probably missing somebody. Anyways, I mean, he's fought them all. Jose Ramirez, as of his last fight, which is still a good fighter to have on your resume. So, I mean, Devin Haney, pretty good resume, has proven himself on a high level. My thing is, hasn't been on the highest level. You may argue Brian Norman Jr. hasn't even fought close to that level or proven to be on any level that Haney's fought at, which I would say that's true on paper. But if you look at the guys Haney's fought, small and old, right? That's like the big thing. You got Lomachenko, small, old. Jojo Diaz, small, old. Jorge Linares, old. Kambosos, trash. No disrespect. Actually, I don't like calling pro fighters trash. Kambosos, just not on that level, right? Regis Prograis was small, and I think he's shown after the fight he's not the same. But even I think Dev still would have beat him. But he's just too small, arms too short. Jose Ramirez too slow, too old. Even though he's not that old, but like his it's like Canelo. Canelo's not that old, but it's like the same thing. Like Canelo's not that old, he's on a decline. Jose Ramirez not that old, he's on a decline, right? There's only one guy he fought. Y'all can hate me for this. The one guy he fought who could match his size, his reach, and his speed was Ryan Garcia. And we seen what happened. Now, I'm not going to bring up the Osharine talk. I really don't have that type of time to be arguing over Ryan Garcia, Osharine. Like, in my opinion, if you just take out Ryan Garcia, take out the names from it, just look at it. Just strictly forget that it's Ryan Garcia. I know a lot of people like to hold it against him just because they don't like him personally. I don't think that's a smart way to look at things. I think if you're going to judge someone non-biasedly, just look at it, take their names out of it, and just look at the information. Look at the facts, right? It was, what was it, like 6 billionth of a gram, and like 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before he was testing, he was clean. He only popped the day before and the day after the fight for 6 billionth of a gram, which would give you no performance boost at all, especially, and if you want to say microdosing, you can't microdose that small amount in 3 weeks of ostarine, which is like the weakest PED you could take. And then the fight with Roly is kind of like, but I still think that it didn't affect his performance. If you look at Ryan in that fight, he looked trash. Look at Ryan. Ryan was fat and slow in that fight. That was one of the worst Ryan Garcia's. Watch Ryan in that fight. He looked terrible. But Devin Haney dropping his right hand when he jabs and ducking and always ducking to the right. Always moving to the right. He always does this. And that's how he got dropped the first time. That's literally how he got dropped the first time. I think Ryan threw a jab. Haney went like this, then got caught with a left hook. And that's how he got dropped the first time. So it's like you see these holes, and you're like, if he fights somebody with a left hook, it's done. Then he fights Jose Ramirez who has a good left hook. But the thing with that fight is Jose Ramirez didn't have the feet to even get to Devin Haney. So there's still a lot of questions. You never seen Devin Haney at 147, and he's fighting a guy who has the feet. I mean, you just seen that dude. Y'all can say, bro, look at the dude has feet. The only thing is, can he cut off the ring? And he's shown that in training, but we got to see it in the ring. And I just don't know. Like, I could see Haney outboxing him. Maybe even putting him down. You could say that since he's not draining himself as much, he might be faster, he might be stronger, he might hit harder. Right? But Brian Norman Jr. has been used to getting hit by welterweights. He's used to hitting welterweights. I don't know if Haney can go up and hurt. I don't know if he could hurt Brian Norman. I don't know if he could hurt Brian. He hasn't shown me anything to tell me that he can. He hit Jose Ramirez with some good shots. I think he could have stopped Jose Ramirez, but he didn't go for it. And I don't think that's going to change. I don't think all of a sudden in this fight, he's going to go in there against a dangerous power puncher like Brian Norman and sit on his shots. I don't think that. If he does, then, I mean, we'll see. That might be a path. I think that might be his best path to victory, believe it or not. But, I mean, I haven't seen it. I can't sit up here and tell you he's going to do this if I haven't seen it. Now, if he does it, fair play. I mean, but I have Brian Norman Jr. I don't have it by knockout. I have him by majority decision. I think he squeaks out a decision because I think he drops Haney like once or twice. And that gives him enough to be able to win on points. I'm still kind of shaky with that. I don't know. But the biggest danger in this fight is that if Devin Haney gets knocked out or he gets dropped or embarrassed again right after that Ryan Garcia fight and Brian Norman doesn't pop for any PEDs or anything like that, his career might be over. Because there's no way you could bounce back from that. Because now it's going to be hard to blame the Ryan Garcia loss on ostarine if you just fought another dude who can match your size and your reach and your speed and he knocks you out or beats you. So, oh my gosh, man, this is really hard, bro. I'm going Brian Norman Jr. If Haney wins, I'm going to be so mad because I've had Haney majority of the lead up to this fight and I'm kind of switching like last second. But, bro, like, this is really tough. Like, honestly, this is really tough. I could see Haney winning. I could see him dropping him. I said it earlier. I could see him dropping him. Oh, my gosh, bro. This is ridiculous. This fight, Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. is ridiculous. Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. is ridiculous. This fight, whoever loses, their careers change forever. Like, if Brian Norman Jr. loses to Devin Haney, who's coming up from 135, it's going to be hard for him to get back into that, like, one of the top fighters in the division again. Unless he goes and fights like a Ryan Garcia or a Rolly or something and knocks him out, it's going to be very hard for him to get back to those discussions. So I think this is a must-win. I think he should look at it as a must win, and I think he has to come prepared and ready for war. Um, yeah, man, I'm gonna be tuned in. I'm gonna be glued. My eyes gonna be glued to the screen when that fight comes on. My biggest concern is that I don't want Haney to run around the ring. That's my biggest concern, and he's only really did that once in his last fight. But I don't want him, specifically Bill. My fear is that Bill Haney is going to tell him to just move around and jab and move because he doesn't want Devin to get hurt, which is understandable because that's his son. And that's going to lead Devin to get hurt. That's my biggest concern. Because if Devin's moving around, and Brian Norman doesn't respect Devin because all he's doing is just punching him and moving, and he starts cutting off that ring, and he's gonna hit Devin with something hard because he's not gonna respect anything coming back, and that could be night night. So Devin cannot. If he runs in his fight, man, I think I don't think I'm gonna know who wins this fight until they face off in the ring. I think you're gonna tell if they face off in the ring and Brian Norman's looking mean and Devin's kind of not looking scared but just looking regular. Brian Norman's winning. But if Devin steps to him and he's really looking at him, and I think I'll switch my prediction like that. I don't care if it's 5 seconds before the bell ring. I'll switch my prediction real quick. For real. It's just that's how close this fight is. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Very interesting fight. I just saw. I think Mike Coppinger posted that main event's supposed to come on 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, a little bit earlier than what we're used to, but it's still not as early as like usually Saudi main events are like at 6 o'clock. So we're getting at 8:30. Not too late, so I think it's better for the fighters. You know what I mean? Just adjusting to the time. Canelo fought at like what was it like 10 o'clock at night? It was like 10, 11 o'clock at night. It might have been midnight, like Eastern time when Canelo fought in Saudi. And it just looked like, I don't think they'll ever put it on that late again. The fighter, he just looked slow. Everybody on that card just kind of looked like they was feeling the time. But, yeah, very interesting. Let me know your guys' thoughts on what you think. And, yeah.